Okay, so this is from a specific user, and the question is how do I break the deadlock with a manager that's senior to me? There's a disagreement going, and this person wants to know how do they actually break the deadlock and get a discussion going. So, if you've got a disagreement with a manager or someone senior to you and you can't seem to move forward in that discussion, then one thing that you can do is try and find the middle ground by reframing the discussion. So right now, you're probably both stuck in the mode of I'm right, you're wrong. And you're both trying to be polite. Really what you're trying to do is just convince the other person to see it from your point of view. But what if you could reframe this conversation by using objectives? So usually 90% of the time, you have the same objective and you're discussing the solution. And that means you've got an opportunity to ask their opinion and ask them how that achieves the objective. And then you can start framing it as a question. And the most powerful question of all is how. So here's an example. I see what you mean, but how does that get me here? That gets me to this point, but how does that achieve this? Now, if they're senior to you and they want you to work in a certain way, but you know it won't work for you, then you can do the same thing. You can say, I understand where you're coming from, but if I do it in that way, I'm going to have this issue. How do I overcome this problem? How would you approach it when this issue comes up? You see, what you're doing is you're forcing them to think about how to see it from your point of view. By asking questions rather than just giving your opinion, you're actually engaging them. You're lowering their defenses because you're listening to their arguments, but you're also forcing them to respond and actually think. You don't have to accept their answer either. If you're not satisfied, you can just ask it again. Okay, I understand that may solve this issue, but tell me again, how do you think it will solve this issue that I've described? So reframe the discussion by asking questions, and that will give you that middle ground. So hopefully you found that useful. Please keep commenting and just let me know if there's any more specific examples that you want me to go through.